folks, welcome back into the 5 Keys to a Successful Retirement. This is step number 2, Joe, and it's understanding your investment's purpose. This is one of the biggest steps out there because a lot of people just fall in love with some strategy, but they really don't know why, and they haven't really been explained. It hadn't been explained to them how to allocate their money correctly.
Right.
Do you agree?
I completely agree.
Yep.
And this is when we start to introduce, the different categories that your money can be in, right? So we have red money, yellow money, and green money. And a lot of times when people come to us, they have all of their money in this red category,
Yep.
which is going to be your higher risk investments, stocks, bonds, 401ks, and they don't really know what the other categories are.
Right.
Right.
And so how do they get that information? A lot of times from the wrong places, correct?
Correct. So a lot of times they just stay in the red bucket.
Wow,
So
okay.
I mean, you have people that are retired already. They could be 70, 75 now, and they still have most of their money allocated to this red bucket, which is a higher risk investment.
Now, red gives you the opportunity to have a high return, but also gives you the opportunity to have a high risk or high loss.
High
and
loss.
so, in my opinion, anyone over 55 needs to have less money in the red bucket and more money in the green bucket. Let's explain the green bucket, and then we'll cover the yellow. In your mind, what does the green bucket do?
So the green bucket is going to be your safer bucket, right?
Yep.
So you have certainty in the green bucket. There are products out there that can provide lifetime income.
Very important, by the way.
Yep, and when there are market downturns, you're protected against that loss. So, you said 55, and we look at the rule of 100, right?
Yep.
So a lot of times we're working with folks that are 55, 65, 70, and they really need to allocate a percentage, which is their age,
Yep.
to this green bucket.
Yeah, whatever your age is, you put a percentage sign after that, and that amount at the minimum should be in a place you can't lose it.
Correct.
Because, number one, you're getting older, you don't want to keep working, you don't want to have to go back to work, and you want to be able to do what you want to do in retirement. If retirement's not fun, why'd you retire?
Right, and Coach Pete, I do Medicare, so
Yep.
I talk with people over the age of 65 every day. And we hear the stories all the time of people that are 70, 75,
Yep.
and they have to go back to work, part-time, sometimes full-time, because they didn't have the expected income that they needed at that time.
When you sit down and explain, and I see it too, in my 31 years practicing, I see way too many people in red and not enough in green because they haven't had green explained. Green is safety. You can't lose the money in green. You may not earn as much as you do in the red, but you can't lose in the green, and you have lifetime income built into green.
Correct.
Red has no lifetime income. As long as you have money in the red account, you have income. The minute you go to the bank or the broker and say give money and the balance is zero, you have no more income.
Exactly,
So
you're
that's
right.
why green's important. Now yellow is emergency money.
Right.
Everybody needs some money in emergency accounts because maybe you have a set of tires you need on the car, maybe the roof something happens to the roof at home or something. So we always say about 10,000 or more in that emergency account.
Yeah, I
just
would
in
say,
case.
yeah, anything that, something that just pops up, right?
Yep.
It happens all the time. 3 to 12 months worth of,
Yep.
liquid money that you can have readily available for those hiccups that happen in everyday life.
I like 2 years because
Yeah.
if you have 12 months, you're never going to, and nothing's going to happen in 12 months. So you need to have that longer runway just in case. It's no fun watching your money in the yellow account because nothing happens to it. But
Right.
that's a good thing too. Nothing happens to it. It doesn't go up or down hardly. Maybe nowadays though, the yellow could be a CD at the bank, and bank CDs now, they're paying pretty good.
And we don't want to have too much money in the yellow,
Right.
Because inflation,
Oh,
and
of
like you
course.
said, it's sitting there, right? So making sure we allocate enough to the green bucket.
If you can get a return in the
yellow
yellow,
bucket.
it makes it's a bonus because
Right.
we always pretend there's zero return in the yellow bucket because that's not what the purpose is, just to have it there if you need it. But if you can get a good return, that's gravy on top. We can talk about it.
Yeah.
But the main thing here is I want people to realize there's way too much money in the red buckets, and it doesn't need to be because the green bucket has a lot of the same solutions without the risk
Exactly.
and the lifetime income.
Yeah, and when people start to understand that, and we sit down with folks and we go
Yep.
through the red, yellow, and green bucket, just even going through a simple example, immediately it clicks. And they're like, okay, this
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So if you'd like your own personalized plan, Joe's more than happy to do that. All you have to do is call the number on the screen or click the Learn More button.